bad bitch all of my goals. Flooded both my wrists, yeah, nigga, I do the most. Put some bread on your head, nigga, killers gon' have a toast. I be doing the most, yeah, I be doing the most.
Hey, what's going on? This is Demost from Doing Demost Podcast, and we have another episode for y'all. And we brought back John. Jay, what's happening, Jay?
What's up, audience? What up, G?
What's happening? Bring the mic a little bit closer.
We are just days removed
Yes.
from the granddaddy of them all. The greatest night of sports entertainment. I only mean night two. Let's not talk about night one. I'm just kidding.
What?
Listen, but Wrestlemania is in the background, and that's what we're going to talk about, because we're going to talk about how good one of us was at making predictions, but I'm not naming names or pointing fingers.
Wow. Since we're talking about predictions, let's get into our predictions. Who was right and who was wrong and who won? Well, you gave the indication that you lost, so go ahead and tell us.
I did not lose. I did not.
I don't know. You pointed at the winner was me, right? That's not what he did.
Negative ghostwriter. You cannot buzz the tower. So let's go back and let's recap. As much as some people might have said night one was not the best in the world, it was more like WrestleMania main event. Saturday night's Monday Night Raw or
the disrespect.
Saturday Night SmackDown. Listen, I'm not going to disagree with how the IWC did react to it. I think it was very upsetting that so many matches got very short amounts of time. But we will discuss that. Let's go to our openers that took place on ESPN2. Of course, we opened up with everybody's favorite man, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Teaming up with the Usos to take on the current World Tag Team Champions, The Vision, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, who is apparently no longer an outsider. He's no longer a YouTuber.
Part-time?
Or a part-timer. He's a wrestler now.
No, I believe that. I didn't believe that.
Whatever. That's just from the rant he went on Raw, but I digress. And of course, they were teaming with IShowSpeed in the opening match, 6-man tag extravaganza. I was not expecting as much from that match because I didn't know what to expect from IShowSpeed. I'll be very honest. We have not seen a lot, or I have not seen a lot of IShowSpeed training. But what we saw, and I mean, the man did not die when he got speared in half by Braun Breaker back in January.
Yeah.
God bless him for still being alive. But I will say this, when I saw in the match, not bad. They taught him enough basic stuff to basically not die. And he did look very impressive. He definitely stronger than he looks physically. He didn't look there, but I was like, ooh, okay. Because, these are not small. Jay and Jimmy Uso are not exactly small guys.
Yeah,
but
some heavy motherfuckers.
They're some big boys. But I thought it was a good opener. It was fun. It got the point across. And Division 1 and IShowSpeed lost. So all was right with the world.
Wait. So
Logan
I
Paul
think
sucks.
I should get partial credit.
And why deserve partial credit?
I think I should get a credit. Like a whole one.
Oh, a whole credit.
They always say you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. So I say I deserve a whole one. And the reason why I said that IShowSpeed was going to turn his back on the Vision, and he did. So
This is true.
I
But
think
he did it after.
but he still turned his back on them.
He did. I will not deny that. So
So-
you can have
The whole point.
the whole point for that. Your prediction's still wrong though. Your prediction was still wrong.
Not partial,
Actually, it wasn't wrong. We both did agree that the Usos and LA Knight needed to win that match, and they did. But the iShow Splash, as dubbed by Michael Cole, first off, take into consideration, IShowSpeed is standing on the top of the ring post.
Yep.
And elevating without assistance. It's not like he's bouncing off the springiness, which really isn't much springiness, of the top turnbuckle. He's literally just standing stationary on the top of the ring post and jumping 14 feet, 18 feet. I mean, I've never measured it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could probably make a phone call and ask somebody to measure for me. The distance from the ring, from the broadcast table to the ring post, very impressive.
Yes.
And he got extra little float. He did, he got the double pump action in that splash. But hey, my Small complaint.
What?
You jumped, we'll call it 15 feet,
Okay.
just to call it a number.
Yeah.
Landed and sold the impact of landing on Logan Paul. Logan Paul sold like a champ because he's a wrestler. You're supposed to sell when you get impacted upon like that.
Yeah.
ISO Speed, though, got dragged off his carcass dragged up by the Usos at LA Knight, rolled under the ring, and then he ran around there like nothing happened.
Okay.
Celebrating. Like, at the very least, like, oh, yeah. Oh, my ribs. Oh, yeah. I did this. Oh, ow.
Yeah.
At least sell.
You
At
know,
least sell. Un poquito. That's all I want.
no, I seen some people fuck up with the cell. I seen people, they'll be like, oh, I got an injury here. And then, they got to do the move and suplex them. I'm like, didn't you just have this pain? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I forgot. It's still there. I'm like, so I ain't going.
I had a bite in my tongue because there was somebody who competed on night 2 who is horrible at remembering how to sell injuries. But
You
I'm
better
not gonna
not
name her
say
name.
Jade. See, I already knew he was going to say.
And listen, it wasn't even. I only called her. I realized she did it once with E. Let's not talk about what she did for the other company.
Okay, let's
No bueno.
let's get to the second prediction.
Second prediction. Again, we both were correct. It was 1-on-1 Jacob Fatu in the unsanctioned match where WWE was held unliable for any physical harm they perpetrated upon themselves. Jacob Fatu 1-on-1 with the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. Both correct. We both predicted Jacob would win, and he needed to win, especially because Drew's probably now going to go film whatever he needs to for the Highlander reboot. Here's my problem. The build-up was amazing between these two guys. They knocked the shit out of themselves all over wherever the hell they were. Backstage, the refinery behind some arena somewhere. Where was that level of brutality in a match where you're supposed to bring that level of brutality? Granted, I do like the psychosomatic freak out by Drew McIntyre when he saw Jacob pick up the toolbox. He's like, whoa. Flashbacks to Hell in a Cell against CM Punk. I understood that. He sold that pretty well. That was funny. Funny moment again with his brother doing the cell phone thing, tweeting something. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a running gag now at WrestleMania, just like it was a running gag in the 90s. Every time Pete Rose showed up, he got tombstoned by Kane. Okay, great, funny, haha. Why didn't you guys kick the shit out of each other some more?
Yeah.
Granted, I understand Drew couldn't really probably do too much because he is supposed to go film this movie, but I mean, come on. We as the fans were expecting a little bit more.
Yeah.
Was it impactful? Did Jacob take a hell of a flip bump to a table on the floor? Ow. Yes. Perfect landing too. Perfect distance. Perfect assist from Drew McIntyre. Great job. And then Jacob's version of the best moonsault ever, or I just drew a blank on what Tiffany calls her version of
Tiffany
the best,
Splash.
her version of the best moonsault ever. But again, Jacob and her probably have the prettiest best moonsault ever.
Oh yeah,
other
for
than
sure.
Christopher Daniels. Thank you, old man Daniels, for being in the business as long as you did. I just wanted more. I'm happy. I'm happy with the result. I'm happy with the match. I was entertained, but I just wanted a little bit more. I didn't need blood. I just wanted. I needed more.
I don't want to say I needed blood, but I like you said, I thought it was going to be way more than that because one is unsanctioned. They just threw each other through a lot of tables. I'm expecting them to, like the Kevin Owens and the Roman Reigns, they're backstage, or Edge versus Randy, they're on top of an ambulance. It was just like, okay.
I mean, you had a ramp 7,000 miles long.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that there's not a golf cart back there. You could have brought back the Owens Roman Reigns spot and run over one of you with the golf cart. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that damn ramp was like 7 miles long.
Yeah.
As you noticed looking at the train behind Trick
Trick
Williams.
Oh,
and I'll get that.
Yes,
Something he commented on, which was hysterical. But that's your opener. That's how WrestleMania Night 1 kicked off on ESPN2. So if you had ESPN2, you got to watch it for free, but then you had to pay for the rest. or you VPN'd it. I'm not judging. We then jumped into, this is in no particular order because I don't remember the match order. Sorry. We will jump into the women's fatal four-way for the World Tag Team Championship. The defending champions, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, taking on Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and a Bella Twin. It was supposed to be both Bella Twins, but as we saw in the introduction, when Nikki and Brie both came out, Nikki sporting the boot, turns out the ankle injury, as we would find out, well, as the internet found out about a week or so beforehand, the ankle actually was broken.
What?
So her ankle actually was broken. It wasn't just a bad sprain. The ankle was actually, there was I don't think it's a major break, but it was enough of a hairline fracture where she needed surgery, had to get rehab on it. That's why she was in the walking boot at that point. That's really why she couldn't compete.
Oh, wow.
But as the internet apparently leaked out just a few days prior, we had a surprise. As once again, WWE is her house. As the wrestler formerly known as Saraya in AEW, the former two-time Divas champion, Paige, made her WWE return at WrestleMania. And personally, huge fan of Paige. I loved what she did in the business in WWE, in NXT. Some of her side work could have and should have been better. I'm not faulting anybody or pointing fingers. But it's great to have Paige home. She was the replacement for Nikki Bella, so it wound up being Paige and Brie Bella as Team 4. And one of us got that prediction right. One of us didn't. However, before we point fingers, shout out to the champions who win in with the great homage to the new Hall of Famers, Demolition, Axe and Smash, with the white Demolition style masks as they came out with. I thought that was a beautiful homage. Made a nice little warm spot because the Demolition was one of my favorite tag teams in the late 80s, early 90s. So when I saw that, I was like, aw, tear. But yeah, it was very good. I thought it was a very entertaining match. I thought it was very good for what it was. I know, as we have now found out through the internet, through comments made by Paige herself, she only got cleared like within the last, I think, 8 to 10 days prior to WrestleMania. So I wasn't expecting a whole lot of bumps. But I thought it was very entertaining. The women busted their humps as they always do. Again, and here's my first comment. They needed more time. All this buildup, attacking this team, attacking this individual, attacking that team. Listen, you give these matches, these buildups, so you get this crescendo payoff for the grandest stage of them all, for WrestleMania, and you just don't give them enough time. I'm not saying I needed a half hour. I'm not saying I needed 20 minutes. But I think the women's match only went I think it clocked at 8 to 12 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know what the actual reported time was by those that are timekeeping on the IWC. But again, however, shout outs to the new champions. Paige pins Alexa Bliss with the Rampage to capture the tag team championship for herself, and Brie Bella. Brie's first reign as tag team champion, as is per Paige. Nikki, the third wheel at the moment, I kind of see writing on the wall, but this is down the road after Nikki's cleared. Somebody's going to get their butt kicked. They're going to kick. I foresee them kicking Paige out and the brothers turning heel so Nikki can claim the other half of the championships because it's Bella time.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Me, honestly, I thought the Bella Twins were lying about the injury. I thought she was going to come out like, motherfucker, I'm ready. You thought I was going to miss WrestleMania? I was so excited. But then when I heard Paige's music, I was like, oh, that injury's real. That's real. That's real. So, but you got that one.
And shout out to WWE also for making her Nikki's walking boot fashionable to their costumes.
Oh, yeah, for
There's
sure.
a little red and white motif thing going, but whatever. Now, a match we both had correct, and we both predicted who would interfere, as it was the Ring General Gunther defeating Seth Rollins, the Visionary.
Oh, yeah.
I just drew a blank on all his great nicknames. What is wrong with my brain today? I'm tired because I only got out of work like X minutes ago. But it was Seth Rollins and Gunther. Again, another great match. I wanted literally 4 more minutes. I would have been happy with an extra 4 minutes of that match. It was good and long. I think that's where some of the time from the other matches went,
Yeah.
as well as probably into the main event between Orton and Rhodes. That's probably where most of the time went. But I thought it was a great match. I do want this again. I need more Gunther and Rollins with time, especially overseas. Give me one of those international crowds. I don't care what country it's in. Oh my God, those two guys with more time would tear the house down. And hopefully we won't get any more interference from the now
Braun?
back Braun Breaker.
Nah, I don't think I need to see that match over again.
No, you know?
I don't think I need to see that again because you, like I said, even I believe that Gunther probably spoke to Triple H like this storyline doesn't make no sense. But Triple H was probably like, yo, just wait until Braun comes back. He's going to get cleared for WrestleMania, and then this storyline's going to die, which it did. And now, Braun is going to do his thing. Can I get a Gunther? Nah, I still don't want to see it. To me, it makes no sense.
I mean, I wish they gave us the reason why Gunther was doing what he did more than a week and a half before WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Give us like 3 weeks notice and then build off from there. Okay.
Yeah.
You say you're the best. I know I'm the best. You suck. I think you're a lying sack of shit. That's why I hate you. That's why we're fighting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me that week 3. 3
Yeah.
weeks out of WrestleMania. And then do a little tete-a-tete. Attack you. I attack you. And then we just beat the crap out of each other the night before WrestleMania. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Nah.
But I think I don't necessarily say we need to have this tomorrow or a
Yeah.
month from now. I think we are going to get this match again, mainly because Rollins is going to want this win back. He's going to want that. He's going to want that win back, especially after getting
Choke the fuck out.
Breaker speared, whatever, twice. And you know what? The IWC is stupid. Let me just put that out there. Hi, you're stupid. I can't tell you how tired I am of seeing the IWC commenting about, oh, Braun botched his spear again. Oh, he did it again. No, he's not botching the spear. He's hitting and bouncing off immediately.
Yeah.
If you watch the impact, the shoulder hits, but he's already twisting his body
Yeah.
to impact and make it appear more high impactful.
Yeah.
Especially when you're running from 75 yards away.
Yeah.
My fear was, please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Because, listen, you know what's going to happen one of these days at a WrestleMania with a 6 mile long ramp. Somebody's going to come running down there for something, and it's going to happen. And we're all going to lose our shit laughing. And it's going to be the biggest meme for the rest of infinity.
Yeah. No, just like, what was that? Oh, fuck. I forgot his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Charles Robinson.
Was that the black guy that ran and he slid under the fucking
no.
ring? I forgot. He's like
hold
an
on.
ambassador now.
That
He's an ambassador right now.
That was over in Saudi Arabia at the greatest Royal Rumble of all time when they had 40 participants and Titus O'Neil tripped at the bottom of the ramp and slid under the ring. Safe. That is a meme and a gif for all time.
Vince McMahon.
My comment was there was a match at I believe it was WrestleMania. I want to say involved The Undertaker with something. And Charles Robinson is running down the ramp, and he's been interviewed. And he said, "They're like, talk to us. What's going through your mind at that moment?" He's like, "I see the referee down. I'm in Gorilla watching because I'm supposed to work a match or two later, and I want to see this match going on." And they're like, "Charles, we need a referee. Go!" And he just runs down the ramp, and you see him trucking down this ramp. And he said the whole time his brain's going, "Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall." And he's running at a dead sprint, and he pulled a beautiful John Cena because he hit the base of that ramp, and he dove and slid like he was sliding into second base.
Yeah.
Under the bottom rope, not under the ring, thank God. Under the bottom rope, and was immediately in position for what was only a 2.5 count.
Yeah.
But it was so beautiful watching Charles. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. But yeah, that's another one of those crazy WrestleMania moments. Like, really? Where were you when this happened?
Yeah, facts.
Let us move on to the 3 championships that were contested on WrestleMania Night 1. First and foremost, one that unfortunately we both got wrong. It was the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship defended by AJ Lee against the winner and now 3-time Intercontinental Champion,
less than a
the
year.
man, Becky Lynch.
She won that title 3 times in less than a year, right?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, she won the first one like 2 months after WrestleMania last year from
Yeah.
Lyra, and then dropped it to Maxine, won it back from Maxine to make it 2,
Yeah.
and then dropped it to AJ, and
Yeah.
AJ now
Yeah,
back to her.
and she didn't have that title. Now they're trying to just like ramp it on her like she's Charlotte. Don't like it. I don't like
Yeah,
it.
I was not very thrilled about that. I mean, I will say because I'm biased. I personally know AJ Lee. I was there the day she started training at the Independence in Union City, her hometown. I watched her career flourish on the independent scene in New Jersey, and then do her thing in WWE. Cut the best women's pipe bomb promo at that time. Now, that sucked. But I listened. I mean, go ahead.
I think I get another credit too.
Oh, okay.
Because right now, I texted you. I was like, yo, since AJ lost, CM Punk is going to lose. Remember I texted
You did text me that. I don't know if I can concur with my colleague about getting the full and or partial credit for that.
I'll take a partial for that one. That one I'll take a partial.
All right, we'll say partial credit because I can't give you full credit because I think as much in my gut. And we'll get to night 2.
I just wanted to
we'll just get to night 2.
But go ahead.
We'll get to night 2 later. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see where WWE goes now with Becky as the Intercontinental Champion for a third time in less than 10 months. My first Arsenio Hall things to make you go, moment from back in the day in the 90s. The interesting tete-a-tete between Becky and referee Jessica Carr. This has been brewing for months. 6 months later. It for those that don't know, Jessica Carr, very talented. She's also training to be a wrestler. She's competed a few times on Evolve under a mask. Can't tell you what her character's name was. I forget. I apologize. I'm not a big Evolve guy. I apologize again.
It happens.
But the fact that she can train, she's been training. She can work. Are they going to go? Are we going to get Jessica Carr one-on-one with Becky at some point?
Maybe.
Kind of makes me think maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
Because, it finally came to not full-blown fisticuffs, but physical blows to the point where, let's also digress. Becky should have been disqualified. She put her hands on official. She shoved the referee. Jessica Carr, thank God, shoved her back. She's like, I'm tired of taking her crap. I'm gonna push you back. Granted, that's also happened back in the 90s and early 2000s when Triple H was the world champion, picking on Dave and/or Earl Hebner, whichever Hebner was refereeing at the time, and knocked him on his butt, and he got right up and shoved Triple H back. And listen, that was hysterical. I'm like, oh my God! And then they fired him, and then they rehired him, and then they fired him again. Whatever. I kind of do want to see if they're going to pull the trigger, even if it's just a one-off.
Yeah, I think
between Jessica Carr and Becky. Obviously, the title knocked him in the line. And then the question is, but she's the only female referee on Raw. What are they going to have to recruit?
That black girl's
LaShonda. I'm horrible. I apologize. I
no,
wish
it's
I remember
cool.
But the female referee from SmackDown,
the black bitch,
come over on Raw for one night only to work this match. I don't know. Or they could have Bennett do it.
Yeah.
And shout out to my boy Bennett. Shout out to Eddie Orengo. I don't mean to drop these names. I really
He's
don't
just dropping names. He's saying, nigga, I know niggas.
I do personally. Sean Bennett and Eddie Orengo, both referees on Monday Night Raw. Both used to be referees on NXT. Both used to compete on the New Jersey independent scene. One was and still is obviously a referee. That would be Sean Bennett. Eddie Orengo used to wrestle here in the New Jersey tri-state area as Bandito Jr. And good friends with both of them. I'm very happy for them doing their thing. I'm very proud of them for how far they've accomplished in their career. They've been at WWE almost over 10 years now, from NXT to the main roster. So shout out to my buddies out there.
They dedicated people.
They're good at what they do. Speaking of good at what they do,
Dun, dun, dun.
it is time for the Women's World Championship as La Primera, Stephanie Baker, did not successfully defend the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania as she was thwarted by the winner of the greatest of the Women's Royal Rumble of all time, who is now the greatest Women's World Champion of all time, Liv Morgan. Again, another match that should have had more time, especially with the build-up with these two women. I mean, Stephanie literally rolled up into the Judgment Day's clubhouse, slammed Liv's head into Roxanne Perez's head, giving Liv the worst hematoma on a woman I have ever seen. Not as bad as what happened in the 90s with boxer Rahim Rahman. That was nasty. If you don't know, you need to Google it. I mean, it looked to the point where it looked like Stephanie it looked like Liv had a black eye. The blood was pooling under her eyes. It looked like she literally had two black eyes.
Yeah.
But shout out to Liv. She just, healing through it. I'm sure WWE probably, I would guess, drained it and to get some of the blood buildup out of there to help the healing process. But I don't think Liv had a heavy amount of makeup on, or had a heavy amount of makeup on since it happened. And just letting the her war wounds live for the world to see. Again, obviously, very obvious. Judgment Day interfered, and Stephanie lost. But you put so much effort into building up these two women. You don't give them one.
Yeah, I think
They
that
needed
one.
more time.
Yeah, that one. I felt like they dropped the ball on that one. But I'm starting to realize, I think WWE cares more about their advertising and stuff like that, and the advertisement wants the main match to be the longest match.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I think it might not necessarily be WWE. I think it might be the parent company,
Well, but
TKO,
yeah.
and in ESPN.
So that's why our matches are.
Yeah, some of the matches. I think majority of the match time went into the Rollins. I think majority of all those match times went into the main event which is where we are, the main event of night one for the undisputed WWE Championship, which surprisingly we did both predict wrong. But there was a reason for that.
What was the
Cody
reason?
Rhodes successfully retaining the WWE Undisputed Championship, defeating the Legend Killer Randy Orton. And as was documented 5,000 times by Michael Cole during the match, rumors had been leaking out since, I think, Thursday. Randy's not healthy.
Yeah.
Randy's injured. Don't know how bad. Is it his back? Is it something else? Not too sure. But obviously, if you watch the match, every time either Randy took a bump on his back or Cody assaulted parts of his lower back, Randy writhed. He had pain chiseled all over his face. You knew this wasn't just, I don't think, typical selling as is done in wrestling. I think Randy was legit hurt, and I think WWE, just to play safe, not knowing exactly how severe Randy's back is or whatever it was that really was bothering him, they figured, if we're going to pull the trigger on 15, as much as it would mean the world to happen at WrestleMania for Randy and his fans, save it for down the road, maybe push it off till SummerSlam, or maybe Night of Champions, who knows. But the trigger was pulled. Randy lost, although shenanigans did abound right from the start.
Shenanigans.
Pat McAfee, who was accompanying the challenger, decided he was going to jump Cody before the bell and help Randy put a beat down on the champ before the match start. Not a bad idea. And then, thank God, within moments, Pat McAfee became a non-factor. He was literally excommunicated from the rest of this match, well, 90% of the match, following I believe, a low blow by Cody, and then a crossroads in the ring, and then a crossroads on the broadcast table, followed by a jelly roll elbow drop through the table, wiping Pat McAfee out and hopefully, as the fans all hoped, take him out of the match for the rest of the night so we could just get one-on-one, which is what the fans got, what we all got, Cody and Randy just telling a good story.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need all this extemporaneous crap with Pat McAfee. The story was right there, as we talked about on the last show. 20 years, legacy, mentor, student, teacher, student, who's better, who's not. We got it for 90% of the match until the referee got RKO'd. Shout out to Charles Robinson. That poor guy gets his ass kicked all the time. But Charles Robinson was the referee in question. Randy mistakenly thought, and I wish they'd done the setup a little differently, because he went from knowing full well Cody was directly in front of him to getting bumped off to his right by Charles Robinson going, "Are you okay?" And Randy just going, "RKO." Bye, Charles. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And then low blows and RKOs and more frivolity. And then here comes everybody's favorite zebra. No, not really. But here comes Pat McAfee wearing old school zebra stripes as a referee with his Bobby Heenan style horse collar as a neck brace, running down the ramp. How are you running down a ramp with a horse collar around your neck? Don't you kind of need the neck and spine to make the legs go? Just saying. But Pat made it, ran in, slid in. Randy had the cover potentially for the 15th World Championship. Counts 1. Counts 2. I don't know if Pat had a moment or was it supposed to be shenanigans? Because like my impression when I saw Pat running out, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a fast 3. It's gonna be a fast 3, and that's how Randy's gonna win the title.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, new champion.
Yeah.
Or they'll declare some shenanigans on Monday Night Raw the next night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or Charles Robinson come to him and say, "Bitch, please, no, that's a fast count. Start this match over." But only 2, a steady 2 count, a consistent 2 count by Pat McAfee. Randy really pissed off, and he heard the voices, and the voices said, "RKO this motherfucker," and he did. Drop Pat McAfee with an RKO.
Easily.
Pat was taken out for the rest of the match.
Quickly.
However, thankfully, Cody listened to the voices in his head. He had the killer instinct. He went for the kill, scored the immediate crossroads on Randy. 1, 2, 3 by Charles Robinson. And Randy is beaten. Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship. And then the aftermath.
The shenanigans. It made no sense. I believe it made no sense to me.
First and foremost, you got Randy snatching the belt out of Cody's hand while he's celebrating. Look at me on the chair. Woohoo. Oh, where's my belt? Oh, it's about to be smashed into my face yet again. And then Randy went 2009. He went OG legend killer. Stood in the corner. He teased to do it a few times in the past. The voices weren't loud enough then. They were screaming this time. Punt that motherfucker. And he did. Now, if you have the ability to go back and watch it, when Randy punted Cody and he hit the corner and he looked at Cody, you see the fuck look on Randy's face. He really, because if you look, most of the time when Randy's punts, they're more glancing blows, and not necessarily with the full shin. It's kind of like the ankle bone area, like this is your foot. Like it's more like this area of the foot. He caught Cody in the side of his head with his full shin. He absolutely kicked the shit out of him. And once he realized, oh, that was too hard. Oh, he grabbed the belt, stood over Cody. He was holding the belt up, and he kind of looking down at him, trying to go, "Bro, my bad. You good?" And you kind of get a kid as a camera and Cody kind of looking up at him going, "Not really, but I'm alive." I don't know what was communicated, but you had that look on Cody's face.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cody's face, we saw it on we saw bits of it
on the internet
via WWE backstage, and it didn't really tell the tale until Monday Night Raw afterwards. Oh my God! If you haven't seen the Raw after WrestleMania, It looked like somebody slapped a piece of ground beef and just plopped it right under Cody's eye. It is just so swollen and nasty. But I will say this, from what I've seen and read, WWE did confirm, as did Cody, I believe, no orbital fracture. That is what's huge for what happened. Because if there was full-blown orbital fracture in any port of his eye around here, guaranteed on Friday night on SmackDown, we would be hearing that Cody is being stripped of the title. Because an orbital bone fracture takes minimum 3 to 6 months.
Ooh.
Especially if it doesn't require surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, Undertaker in the mid '90s was feuding with King Mabel from Men on a Mission, and Mabel was not a small man. In fact, he kind of made Yokozuna look kind of tiny.
Oh, wow.
Look him up. Mabel was, I want to say, 6'5", very tall, very gifted African-American athlete, but he was a big motherfucker. And he hit a leg drop on the Undertaker's face, and he fractured his orbital bone to the point where it didn't need surgery, and Taker did miss a couple months. I don't think he was champion at the time. I don't remember. But I do know that in order for him to compete, he wanted wearing this crazy face mask thing.
The purple shit?
That it was purplish, grayish, yeah. But yeah, it was like they just took a mold of an angry look of his face, and he wore that protective gear for, I want to say, maybe 5 or 6 months.
Damn. Who's the guy that did it?
Mabel. So just if you look up Men on a Mission or King Mabel, he passed, I want to say, 8 or 10 years ago. His tag team partner Mo only passed within the last 2.5 years. They were a great fun tag team in the late 90s, early 2000s. Men on a Mission, Mo, their tag team manager, Oscar, and Mabel, M-O-M, Men on a Mission. And, they were trying to, spread positivity, not unlike the New Day characters, but not as good. But Mabel, very gifted, just bad circumstances were going to take her at that point. But, yeah, Cody's eye, oof. But it doesn't seem to be those seems to be any orbital fracture, just horrible swelling. I'm sure he's got very limited, if any, vision we're now talking, this is Thursday. It's been, 5 days since WrestleMania's night 1. So he's probably got a little bit of vision back, but I'm sure he needs to wear them sunglasses at night all the time.
Damn.
So that wraps up night 1, where yours truly had 2 wrong. Somebody else had 3 wrong.
No. We remember, I won the iShow Speed, so I technically got 2 wrong.
So you're using the iShow Speed point to counteract the champs losing the tag team.
So
titles.
I got 2 wrong, and you got 2. Well, do not LeBron James me, okay?
I was gonna
do the bubble me.
I was going to Pete Rose you. But, all right. So we each had 2 wrong. Air quotes.
What?
Now we move on to night 2. Granted, some matches that should have had a little bit more time, but as a collective whole, night 2 of WrestleMania, leaps and bounds. That was WrestleMania. That had that WrestleMania air and feel and ambiance to it, and it happened right from the jump. We opened up night 2 on ESPN, 1-on-1. The Beast incarnate, accompanied by his advocate, Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, 1-on-1 with the ruler. We got to get the strut going. Oba Femi. We were both right on that prediction. We both did predict that Oba Femi would defeat Brock Lesnar. We were both correct that the match was not going to be long. This match was not long for this world. It was a short match. It was brutal. It was heavy hitting. It was exactly what it needed to be for what it was. A symbolic passing of the torch, which we didn't realize we were getting until after the bell. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But, I mean, Brock took the best from Oba. Oba took the best from Brock. Brock scores a huge F5 out of the corner. Oba goes splat. And I don't know if this was intentional. I think Oba caught himself because he started to get kind of like he hit the F5 and he sold. And then he started to almost get right back up, and then he kind of like paused a second while Brock was like, "Yeah, look at me! I dropped it. We hit the F5. I'm the beast."
Yeah.
And then as Brock turned to attack him, Oba got to his feet, scored the choke slam, and then hit the fall from grace, the fall from grace finisher, and pinned Brock Lesnar clean in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, making the ruler Oba Femi the epitome of for this generation as the next big thing. And that is exactly what he is.
Yes.
And then we get the aftermath. Now, rumors had been abounding that this was going to be Brock's last year.
Oh, shit.
That this was going to be it. More than likely was going to happen at SummerSlam in his home state and home city of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Rumored match was it was going to be
Gunther
defeating Brock as a result of the favor that Gunther was owed from Paul for taking out Seth Rollins. Now, if you watched WrestleMania and you saw the aftermath of the match, Brock got very emotional, sitting upright, and then he did what wrestling fans unfortunately have become used to in the last 18 months, and UFC fans have seen too many times in the last couple of years. Brock began to remove his gloves, put them down. More emotion, more tears. Surprisingly, the Beast has tear ducts. Brock cries.
Yeah, that Vince would never allow that shit.
And then Brock proceeds to continue to remove his boots, as is symbolic of a combat sport athlete or wrestler, whatever you want to refer to them as, leaving their gear in the ring and retiring. What makes me wonder if this is truly like the end for Brock was when he did this. Not the referee, not Paul. Brock did this. Now, if you're a longtime wrestling fan, you've seen this done by CM Punk. You've seen this done by DX. But when you see a referee do this, it means one of two things. It means A, a wrestler is injured. Something has happened and they're hurt and it's legit, no matter what it is. Other thing is, something has happened in the match and it was legit. It was unplanned, unscheduled. Usually it's a quicker X. Like if it's an injury, they kind of throw the X out, they throw it over their heads. They want to make sure that somebody in the back sees it on camera, and they get the medical staff ready to come out and assist whatever's happened. For Brock to do that, I think was a symbol telling the gorilla position, yeah, this is legit. I'm doing this.
So you're saying that he was supposed to retire?
Potentially, no. But Brock is, and it has been documented by a lot of people, a very smart individual when it comes to pro wrestling, it comes to the business. So part of me is thinking, and we won't know if this idea that I'm putting forth into the ether is true until we get a few months down the road.
Yeah.
My thought is Brock does this to create what he did, create the buzz. Oh my God, Brock's retired. Wait, what about this whole thing with Gunther and Paul? What's going on with that? This could literally be dead in the water and it goes nowhere. But my thought is, so we could, if they did, like right now, the WWE is rumored to be pulling the trigger on, at some point in 2026, Gunther versus Roman. When? Don't know. Maybe closer toward the end of the year? Possibly. What I think is going to happen is maybe we'll say late June, early July, Paul's out there with the Vision, spouting how wonderful the Vision is. By this point, we'll probably have Bronson Reed back, Braun Breakers, maybe Intercontinental Champion. The Vision still maybe could be tag team champions. We are the greatest faction of all time. I am the greatest manager of all time. I am the Oracle. I am everything and the end all be all. And then Gunther comes out. Music hits and everybody's wondering, going, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing here? Paul, however, not going to look happy. He's going to not be happy to see Gunther. Gunther comes out, turns to the Vision, and tells him basically, get out of the ring. I need to talk to Paul. And Paul's basically, he's going to go to Paul and say, Time to cash in that favor you owe me from WrestleMania. Where's Brock? Brock's retired. No. I told you owe me a favor. I want Brock. Brock's retired. Never going to happen. Brock's not coming back. The Vision Men will probably separate them because Gunther's going to get pissed off, and they're going to usher Paul away. 1 week later, Gunther's cutting a promo, talking about Brock. I want to fight Brock. I want to fight Brock. Paul will come out again. I don't know why I keep doing this. Brock's gone. Brock's retired. You need to get this out of your head. Move on to more better things. Paul leaves. We'll say now we're in the middle of July. We'll even say we're on the All-Star baseball breaks. That's the middle of July. Paul's going to be out there with the Vision in a match, something like that. Maybe even just cutting a promo in the ring. We're the greatest, blah, blah, blah. Gunther's going to come out. He's going to lay out the Vision, all four of them, or whoever's out with Paul. And he's basically going to back Paul into the corner, and he's going to throttle him, and he goes, bring me Brock, or I'm going to hurt you, and then walk away. Fear of God in the eyes of Paul Heyman, as only Paul Heyman can put the fear of God look on his face. 1 more week later, Gunther calls out Paul. He's not here. I don't know what you expect. Gunther grabs Paul before he can scurry back into the locker room, drags him to the ring, and absolutely beats the tar out of him, and puts the sleeper on him, puts him to sleep, and looks right in the camera and said, Brock, you better show up. Maybe we get a week, maybe we don't. But then Brock will come out, call out Gunther, and it'll be very poignant. It'll be very loud, and it's going to be very much like, you shouldn't have made me angry. Now I'm going to have to hurt you. And we're finally going to get Gunther and Brock, with Gunther with the caveat, oh no, this match isn't happening unless you put your career on the line. Because he's the career killer.
Yes.
And there's your setup for SummerSlam, and probably will be booked as one of the co-main events, because I cannot imagine WWE wanting to put this as the opening match. As much as Brock loves only working first,
Yes.
we will get Gunther and Brock for Brock's career at SummerSlam. Probably the main event of, I would say, probably night 1 of SummerSlam, because remember, it's 2 nights this year.
2 nights. I don't know why the fuck they're doing that, but
because we talked. You even mentioned it literally like 20 minutes ago. What Shane McMahon's theme song start?
money.
It's all about the money, because they saw what kind of revenue they can generate from 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Over 100,000.
They're going to draw more money. So I guarantee you, but it's not a Vince McMahon guarantee. Royal Rumble, it's already done with WrestleMania. SummerSlam is next, and then they'll do it for Survivor Series. The Big Four. And those are the Big Four PLEs put on by WWE. They're all going to go for 2 nights.
2 nights? Wow. Because it's like the WrestleMania ones, like we built that like 3 or 4 months, maybe a year. You know what I mean? Those are lingering over our heads. The SummerSlam, like, how do you fill in?
The SummerSlam one, it's probably the only one in my head. I don't see a need for it to be 2 nights, other than the fact that you're going to make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
But think about this. Survivor Series. What's one of the key things that WWE has loved to do in the last couple of years at Survivor Series?
What?
War Games!
Yeah, the War Games.
Well, guess what? Now you can do a War Games main event on night 1 and a War Games main event for night 2. The men have one night and the women can have the other.
Yeah, I get that.
And you hype up everything, build up the rest of the shows, the rest of the nights around that. Royal Rumble. Women can now main event night 1. The men can main event night 2. Or vice versa, however.
Either or, yeah.
But now you have a chance to feature these key matches on separate nights and can put more time into other matches as well.
Okay. I hear you. I love that.
Like I said, some I mean, unless they do some crazy gimmick for a main event match at a SummerSlam, and then you could have that main event one night and then something, a championship the other night. SummerSlam's the only one I can't see really needing 2 nights. But from my perspective, I also like the idea of doing a 2-night major PLEs, the Big Four, because it gets, even though people are gonna bitch at this in the comments, going, "Well, if you want to do it on two nights to get more talent on the show, why didn't he do that this year? This person wasn't booked. This person wasn't booked." Yeah, I get it. You can't have storylines for everybody. So people that were not featured on night 1 or night 2 of this year, maybe get featured at Backlash or at Night of Champions, which they just announced is going to be in Saudi Arabia. Why? I don't know. Oh, I know why. Because they have a fuck ton of money that they're just going to throw at WWE and TKO. We want all the PLEs. Everyone in our country now. God, I hope not. But that's going to be, they just announced it. It's sometime in June, I think, toward the end of the month. So that'll be fun-ish. Except, having to get up at like 11 o'clock in the morning to watch a... That's my other complaint. And this is a blanket complaint over all of WrestleMania. Please, for the love of God, stop having shows on the West Coast. So many of those entrances would look so much better at night. Yeah. With the pyro and the lights and the pomp and the circumstance.
I hear you. That makes sense.
It needs to be in the dark. It looks better aesthetically.
Yeah.
I'm just an idiot, but what do I know? So, now that we just really went off track talking about... Please.
The Gunther story sounds super perfect, but I think... I'm piggybacking off yours. Yours sounds super perfect, but I think that to make it really dope, Gunther goes to Brock's house, like, Edge and them did, and starts.
Bro, that would be huge.
That would make Brock like, "Oh, you come to my house? Hey, beat up my friend? I gotta come kick your ass."
Like, first off, I think would really, like, even if, first off, Brock and Paul are like peanut butter and jelly. They are the best of friends.
Yes.
So just the idea of Gunther smacking around Paul is gonna make Brock want to beat the snot out of Gunther. But could you imagine of his idea if Gunther goes to Brock's farm and happens to show up on a day when Brock's daughter, the shot put collegiate athlete, is there, who is disturbingly like just a chick version of Brock. My God. She could take a bump. Not crazy, obviously, dump her in a big bale of hay or something. But it's one thing to have attacked my advocate. You touched my blood family, bro.
I don't know.
Now you must die. Now you must die.
I don't think they're going to.
They probably won't go that far, they might show up on his farm.
No, they might make him. I don't even think. If this was back in those days, yes, Vince would allow him to hit his daughter or smack his horses.
Well,
but you can't smack a horse.
No, Vince don't allow nothing. It's, can we do this? Oh, okay, great. Because you think Brock? Hey, Brock. I'm Vince McMahon. Gunther's going to show up at your house and smack your daughter.
No.
No, that's not happening.
It's not like that.
No, I know what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is the way the height of the sensitivity of this world, Gunther can't do neither of those.
No, I think I don't know if he'll actually assault her, but he might get out of the way, chick. Who are you? You're nothing.
I don't think she's gonna be there. I think
I don't think she's gonna be there either,
just the disturbance of him being on his premises is gonna get.
They probably won't even use Brock's actual farm residence.
Oh no, it's never.
They'll find some other farm to use.
Do you really think those would be their person's real house? Like when Edge went to what's the name's house?
That was Dad's house.
I thought they were fake houses of MTV cribs.
No, that was.
And they just put pictures up there and
that was legit Dad's house.
Oh shit!
I think that going all the way back to the first time they did it when Steve Austin broke into the house of Brian Pillman, and Pillman brought that gun and pointed at the camera, and as he's about to pull the trigger, the magic of television, the screen suddenly goes out and you hear what sounds like gun discharge. That was a staged house.
Yeah.
But I think everything else that was done, except I think the one with Edge and Triple H, or Randy and Triple H. I think that was a stage house because they threw him through a window and it broke too clean.
Yeah.
So it's probably what they referred to as it's something glass. It's a gimmick they use in Hollywood.
Yeah.
When they throw people through windows and such. But yeah, that was probably a fake house. But no, I personally thought I've seen online that it actually was John Cena's dad's house or the family house and he just pimp slapped Dad, which was classic. But yeah, that is what I think might happen between Gunther and Brock. I think it should and needs to happen, but does Brock really want to go? Does Brock really want to do that? Because as you have to understand, and this also goes, as I'm going to say, it goes into effect against Kenny Omega. Both of these spectacular athletes battled a major intestinal uh, disease, diverticulitis. Both of them had, part of their intestines removed and changed to allow them to continue to exist, eat, and have bodily functions. Brock had it so severe to the point, I believe he had to have 2 surgeries. I'm not quite sure. I know he definitely had the one. I think he might have had 2 or had a second bout of diverticulitis. So, I mean, let's also throw up the fact Brock's like pushing 46, 47 years old.
Yeah.
He's got a fuck truck of WWE TKO money. Again, does he need it?
Nah.
Not really. Does he want to? And that's what it's ultimately going to boil down to.
Yeah, for sure.
Does he want to? They're going to, if in his head, what happened at WrestleMania night 2, if it was legit for him, WWE's probably going to let him calm, let him simmer, let him relax, and then come back to him a couple months from now. I'm like, so you want to fight Gunther? Do you want to fight Gunther? So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, I think it would be fabulous if we could get Gunther and Brock for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Will we? Only time will tell. Or Brock, whichever comes first. Moving on, we digress. Let's move on to the second match of night 2. Again, featured on ESPN. It was a 6-way ladder match. I also am going to, before I point out, I'm going to say, I believe, I don't even remember if I mentioned this during the show, or I mentioned it to you after the fact, so I'm good. Yeah, I wasn't wrong. It was a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship that pitted Dragon Lee, your boy who's bouncy, Javon Evans, against Rey Mysterio, Rusev, and the man I thought could have been the dark horse to win if the title was changing hands, J.D. McDonough, challenging the reigning and still retaining the Intercontinental Championship, the man who has 0 miedo, Penta, retaining the Intercontinental Championship in a knockdown, drag out, beautiful ladder match. And first and foremost, once again, shout out to Rey Mysterio coming to WrestleMania, bringing the comic book inspired gear. Did you notice who he was dressed as?
Who's he dressed as?
You didn't recognize it? What's wrong with you?
I recognize Penta dressed as. He was the Mortal Kombat nigga.
There he was. Yes, he was. Ray was dressed as Deadpool. Ray's costume, and especially the jacket he wore, off his springboard pop-up trampoline, which was a nice throwback to past entrances for Ray. He was dressed as Deadpool. In fact, somebody from the internet wrestling Twitterverse contacted Rob Layfield, I believe his name is, the creator of Deadpool, and said, "Hey, listen, look at Rey Mysterio," and he loved it and gave a rousing shout out to the homage from Rey Mysterio. And again, Rey Mysterio, entirely theoretically for pro wrestling, too old to be doing what he's been doing for like the last 6 or 8 years, with as many knee surgeries and other surgeries as he's had. God bless him. Man can still go. He still got it. Still has a lot of life in him. But how much more, we don't know. Because I know he's been very vocal about how he'd like his career to end.
Yeah.
Will it happen this year? I don't know. I kind of don't. I just don't want it to happen. I don't want Ray to retire.
Nah, I don't mind.
But
Ray
Ray just, I think for his own health, probably does need to go.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
He will call it at some point. But I personally don't want it to happen yet.
No, I get it.
I love watching him in the ring. I would love to see another decent singles run from him, whether it's the Intercontinental or United States Championship. We'll see what happens.
Nah. And you know what it is? And it was right when Triple H was taking over. The LWO, they dropped the shit out that ball. We don't got to stick too much on that. I just want the universe to know that he dropped that.
I think it wouldn't be such a bitter pill to taste and swallow if they hadn't referenced the fact that we're putting the LWO together as an homage to Eddie Guerrero.
Mm.
Granted, Eddie was the founder, so yeah, it would be nice to, but right in the heart.
Yeah.
They dropped the ball. Although, excuse me, I do believe the LWO concept still exists with Joaquin Phoenix and I can't remember the other guy's name. I forget my apologies. Who are competing predominantly now in AAA, keeping the LWO concept and idea alive in AAA, as Chelsea Green likes to say, AAA.
But I'm just saying it would have been dope if they would have done something with the whole thing, and then remember, they had all those Spanish people that it was rallying up and everything, and then they had you had Bad Bunny. Not saying he was gonna be part of that crew, but it was just so much Spanish people joining together, and then for y'all to just drop it like.
Well, I mean that was the idea why Eddie back in the WCW day formed the LWO. There was all these Latino wrestlers of all walks of life just kind of wandering, aimlessly through the mid card and basically constantly being attack fodder for the NWO. So he one by one, week by week, would rally the Latino wrestlers together and formed the Latino World Order, the LWO, and that's kind of what Eddie Ray was doing with himself, Joaquin Phoenix, and again I keep trying to. It will come to me at some point, but and they had a great opportunity when Santos Escobar joined the LWO and then betrayed the LWO. They had a great feud that they built upon between him and Eddie, or him and Ray, excuse me. But then it got stagnant.
Yeah.
Same with Legado de Fantasma, a great faction, a great thing with Santos Escobar, but they went nowhere with it, except the AAA, because that's I think where Santos is working now. And granted, it puts by having these recognizable WWE established stars now competing in AAA, it gives WWE fans, oh, hey, that's Santos. I used to love watching this match. Oh, he's on AAA. Oh, I can catch that on Friday nights on YouTube. Cool.
Yeah.
It gives more WWE fans a reason to learn and invest and become bigger fans of AAA.
Yeah.
And listen, if just for the fact that you've got The Undertaker running AAA now, it has me tuned in.
I think people fall in love with the gimmicks of Undertaker, but I don't think they're gonna fall in love with his mind. Like, it's not gonna it's like Jordan when he got the Bobcats. Not saying the Bobcats was super terrible. Jordan did his thing. He made them relevant. You know what I mean? But that don't mean people are gonna like and gravitate. It's gonna be successful because it's ran by Michael Jordan or Undertaker.
I will agree to disagree there. We'll agree to disagree. That's what we'll leave it at that. It is time to unleash your inner demon. Because one-on-one in what was announced on Saturday, I believe, for Sunday, via social media, the Demon Finn Balor, one-on-one with La Sucio de Sucios, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, in a street fight. Why? In my head, you make this a street fight because you want to give the Judgment Day carte blanche to run in, beat the tar out of Finn, and make it look like the Demon's going to lose to Dirty Dom. What? No run-in from Liv. Of all people not to run in. No run-in from Raquel. No run-in from Roxanne. And granted, he was probably half dead, so that's why he didn't run in, but no run-in from J.D. McDonough. I mean, he did take a Mexican destroyer through a ladder, so he had a good excuse. He had a note from his doctor. My brains got scrambled. I'm not coming. But why do you make this? It didn't need to be. You want to see Dominic beaten up and whipped with a kendo stick and put to a table and suplex on some chairs? So what else is new? Yeah. You only make something if you give the fans the perspective, oh, it's now carte blanche for the Judgment Day to run in and try to save Dom and still have it backfire. Okay. Well, it didn't even fire, let alone have any reason to backfire. But very entertaining match. Love the entrance. Great seeing the Demon back. What I really would love to see, I know it's not going to because it's going to cost WWE way too much money. But back in the day, if you were unaware, Finn Balor would have this idea when he was working in Japan for major events like Wrestle Kingdom, stuff like that, to come out in a character. Whether he was dressed like Joker or Green Lantern or Flash, not unlike what we've seen Rey Mysterio do. But not like it's the costume, but it's not a full blown. Oh, here's the Flash symbol or the Superman symbol, or it's a direct. Oh, we gotta write out a check for Marvel, or we gotta write out a check to DC because we're wearing this gear and using their likeness.
Mm.
When Finn came over to WWE, they were like, "Yeah, we're not gonna pay for this stuff." So the idea was, I believe it was The Undertaker who came up with the idea. They created the Demon character for Finn that was perpetrated. And my favorite version of the Demon homage was at an NXT. I was believing NXT in London when he came out as Jack the Ripper. Such a eerie, cool entrance by Finn as the Demon character who is dressed as like Jack the Ripper. But again, great entrance by the by WWE for the Demon to give him that mystique aura. But again, that goes back to what I said earlier. If it was darker out, it would have been so much more eerier.
Yeah.
It would have given so much more ambiance to that entrance. But fun match. Dominic got the tar beat out of him. He had some offense. It was what it was. I can't go really into great detail about it. It was a good match. It needed more, and it should have had a run in there by somebody trying to help Finn lose or keep Finn from winning, even though Finn still won.
Nah, I agree with that. It could have been more, but I don't know. I don't know what's on the mind of TKO or WWE. It's like, are you not trying to use the 70-foot ramp? Like, what we doing? Like, I don't know what their mindset was, but that's 2 balls they dropped. That was the Jacob and then the Dom. So,
Oh, I know why they decided to use a 7,000-foot ramp for
the next
for the
card.
entrance. It was for the next entrance because one-on-one, the first of our 3 championship matches remaining at WrestleMania Night 2, the Gingerbread Man. I'm sorry. Sami Zayn defending the United States Championship against the man who is the new United States Champion, everybody's now favorite Trick Daddy, Trick Williams,
Whooped
who
that
whooped
Trick.
that
Yeah.
Trick. Very fun match. However,
Yeah.
according to Trick, now, as we have all seen, Trick now comes out with that gorgeous white fur coat. Great entrance. For some reason, somebody in management said, "You know what would be a great idea? Let's add like a 75-foot train of fur to his jacket." And according to Trick Williams, who was asked about it afterwards, he said it made his jacket feel like it was like 85 pounds trying to drag that thing. And you saw in his entrance, every 30 or 40 feet, he had to stop and look back going, yeah, it's still there. It's still dragging. And he's coming out. And first of all, how do you have this poor man dragging an extra 80 pounds when he's got to get down 75 feet, where he's got to get in the ring and wrestle with a very competitive Sami Zayn? I think I'd be tired. I don't know, a little gassed out.
Yeah.
And it was just hysterical. Every once in a while, you kept seeing him. He'd look over his shoulder. All right, it's still there.
Yeah.
And then I think he hit about a 3/4 mark, and I think he just unclipped it. And thank God it was an easy unclip and just unclip and drop. And then shout out to whoever was responsible from WWE that had to scoop all that up and drag it off.
They probably felt how heavy it was.
Oh,
How the fuck did this nigga do
the
it?
idea was a shit. But I mean, it did make for a cool entrance for Trick, something unique, and another reason why to have this 7-mile-long entrance ramp, because it's not like we have the Undertaker coming out for his 4.5-minute walk. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 6.5 minute was clocked at one point.
What? But hurry your old ass up, dead man. Walk in. Be a live nigga walking. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was just rough. But the match itself, very good. It was about as good and if not better than I expected. I thought Sammy brought the best out of Trick, and Trick had some great moments. And I mean, there's not much else to it. Shout out to the new champion. Sammy is left to wonder what's next for the Gingerbread Man.
And I think he's gonna go completely heel. We've already seen him heel with.
Yeah, he's already pretty much gone heel, but it's just a case of the full blown. Let me just find somebody really, really, really popular and just beat the snot out of him to cement the full blown heel turn. And let me just digress. He and our host of the Mostest, both and I both had the Demon retaining or winning the match. We both agreed that Trick was going to capture the United States Championship. So at that point, we are now 4 for 4 on night 2.
Not Wendy's.
Not the new 4 horsewomen. Let's not even talk about that. Championship match technically number 4, second in a row. It is for the WWE Women's Championship. Jade Cargill 1-on-1 with Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Hold on. Did I say that Rhea was gonna? I did.
You did
I
say
said,
Jade.
I did my lie. I said Rhea's gonna win, but I went with I wanted Jade to.
You lied and said that Rhea was gonna win, but then you said no, I'm gonna stand my ground. This is gonna be the sword I will fall upon, and you did say that Jade was gonna retain. God. I have been very vocal. Last time I was on sitting behind this microphone, I'm not the greatest fan of Jade. I think she still needs a lot of work, but I also said this would be a golden opportunity for her to look like $1 million with the right opponent, and she did. Rhea brought the best out of her. Jade probably, and it's been said by even some of the commentators, one of the best performances we've gotten from Jade since she has set foot in WWE. One of her best, and as the Omega Man himself shouted out, he was very appreciative of watching Jade Cargill. I don't know if you even realized it. When she hit the one-winged angel on Rhea late in the match, only getting a 2 count. I mean, it's not Kenny Omega doing it. But it was like when she hit it, I'm going, wait, that's a one-winged angel. That looked good. She did a great job. I thought Jade wrestled a very good match. Probably, as I said, one of her best performances since coming to the company. I was very impressed. And I hope that this leads to more solid in-ring work from Jade. And I'd like to see where this feud with Rhea goes. I'm assuming she's going to get a rematch.
All right, let's say she does get a rematch. Is it at Backlash?
I think they'll pull the trigger, get that right away, do it at Backlash. It's a match, or it's easy written. I think Backlash is going to be a number of return matches from WrestleMania, but the one match we're not going to get, which I should have talked about before, but that's okay. We'll talk about it after everything's done. Because I did talk about what was supposed to be the rumored main event for Backlash on our last show, and that's now not happening. Thank God. Any more to add upon?
Nah, I'm just upset that Jade lost because, like I said, this is like Damage Control all over again. You build a faction, and then everyone's supposed to have a title. Now you just let one person have a title, and then the shit breaks up.
First off, this really wasn't. Conceptually, this wasn't, let's just give Jade a faction. No, Jade needed some running partners to protect her ass conceptual from Rhea. That's why they're going to stay together. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to break up tomorrow.
So it sounds like a faction to me.
But who says they are?
True.
Who doesn't say Jade calls him out in the middle of the ring on Friday night and just beats the tar out of him
which I think,
for no reason other than the fact that she's a spiteful bitch.
B-I-T.
Bitch.
He said it.
Because she's that bitch.
Yes.
No. Rhea is that bitch now. But I would not be surprised if that happens if she the baddies and Rhea and Jade are in the ring and they're talking about, and she's like, and why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? And she lays both of them out, which is going to further cement the statement I have made, and I have continued to tell my friends, stupid. It made no sense. Of all people to align with her, why would you align two women who got the tar beaten out of them for months by Jade? Oh, now we're your baddies. Now we're gonna have your back. And then the minute that you don't do what you're supposed to do, it makes no sense. It makes them look even dumber character-wise than they were.
Yeah, but that's how,
Yeah,
some
it
people's
is
minds.
how it is sometimes. But yeah, it just Beefab and Michin deserved better.
I get why they did it. Shouts out to TKO and all the people that worked in the Gorilla. I know why I did it. But yeah, another faction fucked up. Next match.
There's only one left. It is the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania for the World's Heavyweight Championship. Probably the greatest match on all of night 2.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen. You know how Michael Cole numbers
I think it only beats out the ladder match literally by like that much. Because the ladder match was insane, but ladder matches are spot fests.
Yes.
You know you're going to see shit happen. You know somebody's body parts are practically going to get ripped off. You know somebody's head's getting stuffed through something metal or sharp or dangerous. It is what it is. It's fun to watch. It's like a human car crash. You love to watch.
Mm.
But main event. Roman Reigns challenging CM Punk for the World's Heavyweight Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, who feel like it, throw your ones in the sky. We have a new World Heavyweight Champion. He is the Tribal Chief. And once again, the head of the table. And I'm only doing this because I did call it. Roman Reigns is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Unfortunately, it does break my heart. I'm a huge CM Punk fan, but I saw this. I saw the writing on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Not even had anything to do with AJ losing on night 1. It just made perfect sense that Roman had to, for storyline purposes, and considering how things went on night 1 for WWE management, it now creates new avenues on the heels of Roman capturing the championship. I thought it was probably one of CM Punk's best matches in the last 5 years. He had some great matches when he worked for AEW. His feud with Maxwell Jacob Friedman was great. Had some great matches. He brought out the best of as he said, old man Punk, and Punk reminded everybody in his feud why he says he's the best in the world, and he showed it to Roman. Roman even said after the fact in a tweet, "You annoy me, you piss me off, but when we were in that ring, we had magic." Not a full thank you, or an attaboy, but I mean, what do you expect from Roman?
We could read between the lines.
It's like, okay, here's your flowers. He's not gonna give him he's gonna give him a flower, not a whole bouquet. Here's your a flower.
He said here's a rose petal.
It's already wilting. But it was a great match. Both men brought everything to that match that needed to be brought. The fans were into it 100%. They were split one way or another. There was no definitive. Everybody wanted this guy. The hell with the other guy. Great match. I thought it was a solid match.
No, I believe that was a solid match. I didn't want too much. I didn't remember we was talking about, are they going to do like they did a year ago with a whole bunch of interference? They didn't do that. It's so bare minimum. It's just ass kicking. And I think that right there, that ass kicking that they just had was just slugfest. I think I appreciated that the most. And I looked at the time, I was like, oh, they let these niggas, because I was like, that's why the other match was short, because of this one. That made me, I was like.
Yeah, match times that were shortened was because they went to night 1, Cody and Randy, on night 2 for Punk and Roman, so that they can go. I love the ending though, just Punk's basically body giving out on him. He just didn't have any more. His legs gave out on him, and he just didn't have any more in the tank at that moment. And Roman capitalized. Roman still had more in the tank, and Roman was able to capitalize 2 spears later, and we have a new World Heavyweight Champion. Did you happen to catch the post show?
Yes, I think I watched everybody's. Who was the first one that was? I think it was it. I seen it, but who you about to talk about?
Somebody
Somebody.
definitely feeling his oats said maybe it's time for the ruler
Okay, I was about
to
to say.
go
Yes.
after the World's Heavyweight
Yes.
Championship before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm
Oba
listening.
immediately calling his shot. Ooh.
The crowd called it for him.
Well, no,
He
yeah,
just
they-
agreed.
and he did well. Yeah, I mean,
He
but
ain't back down.
no, he definitely did not back down. The crowd called for it first and foremost, and he didn't disagree. He wants Roman. We're not going to get it right away. They need to build Oba up to
How
further to further make him more of an unstoppable
you
juggernaut.
beat the beast.
But think about it this way.
I'm thinking.
Thinking about let's go back to I think it was 2000. Okay, this was a while ago. 2002.
My
when
era.
Brock arrives,
Yes.
beats the tar out of everybody on Monday Night Raw. He's F5 and every motherfucker
Anything moving.
on the roster.
Yes.
Oh, you weigh $105? I'm just going to throw you 17 rows into the ring. He killed everybody.
Yes. Spike Dudley.
And then he turned around and won King of the Ring, which at that moment they said, and the winner of King of the Ring is going to become the #1 contender for the WWE Championship.
And then he beats.
And he absolutely, and I was there live for it at Nassau Coliseum. He
SummerSlam.
absolutely beat the tar out of The Rock. But it was another WrestleMania 20 moment from a few years earlier when going into, like walking into the building, all you heard was fans, man, fuck The Rock. Fuck that motherfucker. He's going to Hollywood. He sucks. Blah, blah, blah. Word had already leaked out that this was Rock's going to be Rock's last match in WWE. He was going to Hollywood, going to make a bunch of movies. I believe that was probably going to be the time he made the remake for Falling Down, I believe. Great movie. Horrible remake. No offense. But just because you're The Rock,
Yeah.
you should not have screwed with the original ending. Original ending, way better. Way better storytelling. Digressing. So everybody went in. That entire stadium hated The Rock. And they loved Brock. And he decimated The Rock from one end of that ring to the other until they chef's kiss. Picture perfect. F5. 1, 2, 3. We have a new WWE champion in the form of the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. Well, guess what, folks? It is 2026, and we have a brand new next big thing. Here's the problem. This is not where you think it's gonna go. WWE, as a collective, I'm not saying this is Hunter, but as a collective, they still have this stupid mentality that just because you were a icon, and I'm using that term very, very loosely, you were a juggernaut on NXT, doesn't mean anything on WWE main roster. You have to prove yourself. So that is why they're going to spend the rest of this year building up Oba. I assume at some point, not necessarily off Penta, not necessarily off the person who beats Penta, but at least 2 people from now, Oba's going to defeat them for the Intercontinental Championship. And he's going to have a very dominant run, kind of like he did in NXT, where he had a very dominant run as the North American champion and then literally called his shot. I believe that's how it went down. He literally called his shot like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Nobody can beat me. I want to be NXT champion. Give me the title match. I want to be champion. And he got his shot, and in his first shot, became champion. Like, he didn't waste any time. I think that's where WWE's going to go with this.
Yes.
Because they have so many other things, so many directions they can go with this. I think that's what they're going to wind up doing, because I believe we are going to get Gunther and Roman sometime before the end of the year. So probably between there, maybe on the heels of Gunther coming that close to beating Roman, maybe the next night, Oba calls his shot and beats a beaten up Roman Reigns to become World Heavyweight Champion. And then the next PLE, which will be a couple weeks later, Roman's had a chance to heal, and he's now 100% and just gets absolutely mollywopped by the new next big thing, the Ruda. Oba. Femi.
I think because Roman said that he's gonna be putting his title on the line. He's gonna wrestle. He's not gonna be a halftime wrestler.
Well, that was
part-time.
the one big thing out of when Roman came out during
Yes,
the
press
press
conference.
conference. He said, "Oh, and everybody talk about this part-time nonsense. Put your work in. I'm putting my working suits on. I'm gonna be here all summer."
Yes.
Ooh, great. Caveat. What did he say?
I don't know.
Where's he gonna be?
I don't know.
How long's he gonna be here?
I don't know.
He just said it. He said it. I'm gonna be here all
All summer. Okay.
Really? So what's gonna happen in the fall?
There you go.
You leaving?
No, he's gonna drop the title.
That means you're still part-time, Roman.
Eh, but you know what it
If
is?
he said I'm here all year, fans are going to have different mental expectations going into this. We're going to have Roman all year, and then, even though maybe WWE knows he's only going to be here till October, the fans don't have to know he's only going to be here till October.
Yeah, I get that.
You have, how about we get Gunther Roman retains the title.
Uh-huh.
Roman's all pissed off, or Gunther's all pissed off that he lost to Roman. The next night, Oba challenges. Oba beats him for the title. Now Gunther's even more pissed off. And what does he do? He rushes the ring and beats the tar out of Roman, writing him off so he can do whatever he's got to do in the fall.
No,
Hypothetically, you don't know.
I just see. What I see is Oba fighting Roman for the title. Gunther interferes, and that's how Roman loses. Then Gunther is going to get a match at a PLE with Roman, and then Gunther knocks him off, and then Roman goes into the sunset, does what he ever has to do.
And then we get Gunther and Oba, which
Gunther,
fans
will
are
go
clamoring
crazy.
for. They're clamoring for as well.
So that's how I see it's more something that's more believable that's going to happen soon, because the way that they just put the fans put the rocket on Oba, then on Monday when Oba came on Monday, the champions usually come open the show, or if not
necessarily, as we have seen and we talked about on our way in here, it has happened. Just typically, the new champion opens up Monday Night Raw, regardless of what brand they're supposed to be on.
Yes.
And yay, I'm champ, and then something happens to them.
Yes.
There was, and no, I think the WWE was smart, and they put the spotlight on Oba because they knew they had something.
Yes.
They tried to do that once before when they had a big dog after WrestleMania, and he just came out and said, "It's my yard now."
Yeah.
And got the boo tart out of him.
Yes.
That didn't make any sense,
But
but
Gunther is, not Gunther. Oba's different, and they know it. What I'm saying is that rocket that the fans put on him, he's strapped it on, and I think WWE sees it. And yeah, I think Roman's happy. Like, yes, I could go retire again. Oba's gonna kick my ass, and I'm gonna go in the sunset and relax again. Because I don't think.
I actually don't even know what's Roman's contractual status. I don't know if he did a 2-year, 4-year, 5-year, whatnot, 18 months. I don't know what kind of deal he's working with right now.
Yeah.
Does he need to do more?
I believe he's going to do more this little run. I think he's going to defend his title at least 3 more times before he drops it. I think he's going to do a lot of pop-ups, and I think he's going to try to bring the old, the bloodline. I think he's going to make them all heel again. And then Sammy might come back in, or might, talk to that thing. Because he's a heel, then he might turn his back, and that could help him help Roman drop the title too.
Well,
and go completely heel.
I don't. I think the idea of Sammy being part of the bloodline, I think they know that Sammy wouldn't have any loyalty. They already know based off what has happened historically.
Yeah.
I think the bloodline reunion that we got at the end of Monday Night Raw, when Jacob came out and basically called his shot and asked for a title shot.
I forgot about that.
I think the reason we've got the bloodline reunion in the works, I don't know if it's a full-blown reunion, but I believe the reason it's in the works is something WWE, I think they wanted to do last time, but the cards weren't in the right order for them to do it. I think this might be a way for them to get Roman, as has been we've discussed, out of the main spotlight, ride off into the sunset for another couple months, take a year off, whatever, and place the Ula Fala and the title of the new head of the table to a man who only needs 4 letters, 1 word, and
Nope, we're gonna cut off his mic. He's on drugs. Everyone, you think Roman's gonna?
I believe WWE is grooming Jey Uso to be the next head of the table. Not necessarily to the. I don't know if they're going to get him to the same level, the same aura. I don't know if he has the same aura as a Roman. But I believe that's what WWE wants to do. And they couldn't do it previously. And I have a feeling a lot of what they did singles-wise, giving him that IC win, giving him the World Heavyweight Championship win, was a major test to see if he could. And I think that was part of the reason for that kind of heel turn we had late last year, to continue to tease that, can he be that much of an asshole like Roman as a potential head of the table thing with the Ula Fala? Maybe, sort of. The fans, I don't think, really responded to it because they didn't know. They didn't expect it. It was just all of a sudden, he went 1 week going yeet to no yeet. Literally. So, I don't know. It's an interesting concept. I don't know if he can pull it off.
I don't think he
love
can pull
Jay
it
to
off.
death, but I don't think he can pull it off as the head of the table character.
The reason why I'm saying it can't pull it off because, one, to be a head of a table, you got to have a family. If it's just him and Jimmy, that's not a head of a table.
Well, you got to understand, the head of the table is not necessarily the bloodline faction. When they say Roman is the head of the table, he is the head of the Anoa'i family.
Yeah.
The whole of them.
Yes.
Even though, Solo and all of them may not recognize Roman as the head of their table, he is.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a question of, can they push Jay in a way where he can assume that mantle of head of the Anoa'i family in WWE? That's the idea. I don't know if he can carry that. I could be wrong on that.
I believe he could carry it, but he would need like his other cousins to come in, like that. I forgot what his name. I don't know if that's Omaga's son. That's coming to run a while.
There's at least 2 that are supposedly close to signing. One of them is Zilla Fatu, and I believe. Well, he's wrestling as Zilla Fatu on the Independents. I think that might be. I think he's another Umaga son. I don't know.
No, but there's one of them, this young guy that they've been talking about for a while, about to come to WWE. Now, if Jay can rally those people up, then that's what you could be like, all right, he's the head of the table in WWE, because you now have a faction that you can run commands. That's how you become a leader, by commanding people, making them do what you want them to do. And I think Jay can do that, but you got to have the right team around him.
It could be where they bring in a Zilla Fatu, they bring in one of the other cousins.
Yes.
And you bring them right to the main roster.
Yes.
Because it's not just making Jay the head of the table for the Anoa'i family, the head of the table for a new generation.
Yes.
So that may be the direction they go with if they can get that one and Zilla Fatu signed to WWE.
I believe they could do that.
I believe Zilla is working mainly for GCW.
Probably.
I believe, or no, House of Glory. House of Glory. I believe he's been working House of Glory out of out of all over now. They've been running all over the place, but the main House of Glory mainly runs out of New York Metropolitan, run by the Amazing Red. Whew.
Jeez.
If you've never seen anything by Amazing Red back in the day, early 2000s, like 2002, 2005, you need to Google him.
You need to go get it. So you said it. I don't know if you sticking to it. I think it was it day 2 that the Roman fight was the best out of all the matches on day 2? Or was it the best match out of all the matches?
I am going to. I'm gonna put my stamp on it. I'm gonna say that Roman and Punk was the best match out of the collective
Oh
of
shit. The mic.
WrestleMania. I would swap in Punk, Cody, and Orton only if Randy had won, or even if Randy had lost and wasn't because he was hurt. Like if Cody wound up retaining and it was just a great match and
Yeah.
Randy wasn't hurt, but at least they killed that Pat McAfee nonsense, then I probably would have been tough to go 1-2 between
Yeah.
those of them. But I think just with the idea of Randy wasn't 100%, Randy was hurt going into that match. I think from a fan, it took away from me. It was a great match. Please don't get me wrong. I loved when we got Randy and Cody one-on-one. It was a great match, great storytelling. You know, you got Cody hitting an RKO. You got Randy hitting crossroads. I just thought it was great storytelling for the match. I thought it was excellent between both guys. It just sucks as a fan, especially if both guys were so long for Randy to be hurt going into this match, not being able to give 100% to this match, or giving 100% and just suffering through it. But if I'm being put on the spot, what my number one out of the whole both nights is gonna be Punk and Roman, with the ladder match coming in second.
See, I was gonna ask him if that was, let's say it was the best match out of the night 2. I was gonna ask who was the top 2 and then who actually won it. But you just said, fuck all that. Here's the motherfucking answer. This is number 1. And you said the ladder match is number 2?
Yeah, best match of night 2 was Roman and Punk with just for night 2.
No, I know,
and the ladder match as a close second. As a whole collective, I have to go the same way. I have to go Roman Punk and the ladder match as 1-2 as a whole collective, because again, I had so many expectations going into night 1. There were so many matches I really wanted to be so much better, and just especially Liv. I'm a big Liv Morgan fan, and I'm a big Stephanie McCare fan. I loved watching them work individually in their wrist matches. I went into this expecting so much more, and to not have that time, it just broke me. And yeah, like if I had to go with top 3, I would probably
top 3. Because I was going to ask him.
I'm going to go with my top 3. I'm going to have to go. I will say tied for third. It will be both women's championship matches. If I put one a little higher than the other, I will put Jade and Rhea a little higher than Liv and Stephanie.
Okay.
But I will put both women's title matches as a tie for the third best as a collective for all of WrestleMania.
Okay. My top 3, I'm going to go at the bottom. The Oba. Second one, gotta be the Trick. Gotta be the Trick. Just the energy where we expected, and it delivered. Both of those matches delivered. You know what I mean? It was, like you said, the Cody one, it was lackluster. The Roman one gave us what we expected to, and then some.
Mm-hmm.
So Roman one is for sure number 1. Those other 2 are.
Plus, let's be honest, you were jealous of the Trick Williams.
I wanted that for my prom.
The super jacket.
I was supposed to wear that to prom, but it was too much money to have a 75.
A 75 foot pimp train.
Shit, I know Godfather is probably mad at that. Why didn't y'all do that for me, Vince?
Oh yeah, could you imagine back in the day the Godfather with an entrance ramp that long?
Yeah.
How many hoes he could have had?
Yeah.
Wow. Every adult entertainment club in a 10-mile radius would have had no girls working because they wouldn't hire for that. Oh, that would have been hysterical.
Oh man, that is so amazing. So yeah, well, that concludes our episode. Jay, you have anything else to say?
Listen. If you're a fan of pro wrestling and you want to find something new to watch, Google something. Google a company, YouTube a company, Ring of Honor, AEW, WWE, SmackDown, Raw, Global Championship, GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, whatever your heart desires. As a fan, it's out there. Google it, look it up, and if they're in your town, go see it. Especially support independent professional wrestling because that is the foundation of where the future of WWE, pro wrestling, AEW, that's where it comes from. Shout out to a lot of my friends who are still doing their thing on the independent scene. Shout out to Jay Lethal. Shout out to Jay Lethal. He's Elizabeth born and bred, and he's been working and busting his ass in TNA. He was the Black Machismo character for so many years. Still working and doing his thing. He works for Ring of Honor, AEW right now. My boy Azriel doing his thing all over the tri-state area, doing his thing. God bless. I haven't seen you guys in a minute, but I hope to see you guys soon. And go watch pro wrestling. I'm gonna put you on the spot randomly.
Shit.
If you had to introduce professional wrestling to
Mm-hmm.
any person and you had to pick one match, what is your match?
I remember Triple H said that he fell in love with Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior match. I still hate that match in general. It was just a fucking dudes match. Yeah, let me see who's stronger. with
April
hands.
1st, 1990, Toronto Sky Dome, the main event of WrestleMania
I
6,
watched
the
that shit.
Ultimate Challenge.
I watched
that
that.
live. Well, I wasn't. I wish I was there. God, I wish. But I remember watching it live. It was fun. I was a big Warrior fan. I watched it with my boy Ray. I was sitting on the couch nodding like this, watching on his TV, and he was a big Hulk Hogan fan. I was a Ride or Die Ultimate Warrior fan, and I
split in
walked
the
out,
room.
and he was throwing shit. He was
Yeah.
pissed off, and I was happy.
Shit. That's a great question. A match. Fuck.
And it doesn't have to be like WWE. It could be AEW. Could be any. If you as a fan had to pick one match, my match is gonna be so obscure, but it's involving people that are established.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do I want a lot of blood for a person? Can I scare someone off? But you know what? It's my imaginary person. So,
Correct.
fuck. You got me. You got me. I
Keep
this-
thinking.
This.
So my match, I am proud to say I actually saw live. It was at the Manhattan Hotel. I believe was the name of the venue. But it's right in Manhattan, literally a block behind Madison Square Garden. It was in the Grand Ballroom. I believe it was the Manhattan Hotel. And it was for Ring of Honor. And I believe the year, I'm bad with the year, it's going to be 2005. I'm going to say 2004, 2005. One-on-one Samoa Joe against Kenta Kobashi.
Okay.
Literally, if you've never seen it, but maybe you've heard of one of the guys or the other, but everybody and their mother has probably heard of Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, for
Former
sure.
NXT champion, United States champion, former AEW champion. He's done it all
Yeah.
on the pro wrestling world. On YouTube, just type in ROH Samoa Joe v Kenta Kobashi. And it probably will be one of the first two videos that pop up. It takes place, you said, in, I want to say, June-ish of 05 or 06, 04, between 04 and 06. And the only reason I am saying that particular match, because it is the epitome of the Japanese strong style. Joe and Kobashi absolutely just chop, punch, kick, and slap the shit out of each other in a very, very poorly air-conditioned room.
Oh,
and
wow.
these two guys sweated like a motherfucker.
Jeez.
And Joe's chest looked like hamburger. He was chopped so hard by Kenta Kobashi. Kobashi's chest, not quite as bad, but Joe's very heavy-handed. And ooh, doggy, it was fun to watch. And it was literally a war of attrition. If you have a chance, watch that match. That is my match. If I had to pick just one, on the spot.
I see it. This big motherfucker. There's two big motherfuckers.
Oh, these are.
He looked like the motherfucker from what was that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Bloodsport.
Yeah, he looked like him. I found my match. It was on SmackDown.
Okay.
It was the episode when I think it was like 8-man match.
Okay.
It was like Undertaker, Chris Jericho, Stone Cold, Rock, everybody. And that particular match, everyone did their opponent's special move, I think. And then Stone Cold Steve Austin came back and just kicked everybody's ass. That would be a great.
Okay, yeah, I remember
That would
that
be a
match.
great thing for somebody to see because you see all the superstars in one ring doing their special moves. And that match was just like, wow.
Okay.
So that match right there is to show you like all the superstars in one place. Not no WrestleMania, not no Royal Rumble.
Right, yeah,
in a match, and they did this special move. It was a quick, dope match. It was like a hit of cocaine. It was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that was probably during the invasion angle.
Yeah.
In WWE.
So
and just for being polar opposite of this heavy hitting match I predicted, I selected. If you have a chance, either go look up online Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan, Danielson, or Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson from AEW in the last like 3 or 4 years. 2 outstanding professional wrestling matches. Just 2 guys who can go and counter and flip and mat work, and so good. So good, especially me being a Bryan Danielson fan that I am.
I can see. Well, Kenny Omega, because you named him like 8 times today.
Hey, listen, when the fans dub you the god of professional wrestling, you gotta throw God's name out there a few times.
Nah, I feel you. Shit, man. Well, I appreciate y'all
My
for
pleasure.
watching. I appreciate Jay for coming in and blessing us with some great information and great vibes to y'all on the WWE service. I appreciate you, Jay. We got to have you back here. We'll probably do another prediction for another PLE.
Well, we do have backlashes on the horizon, unless you want to.
When is Backlash
Unless you want
anyways?
to do other companies, you want to do other shows, we can do that too.
I'm more of a WWE fan.
Yeah, I know, but you need to broaden your horizons.
I possibly do. Because when I catch AEW, it's like, because, AEW's after Raw and sometimes on Wednesdays. So I got to really catch them. And, I be DJing. So, but.
Backlash is actually just in a couple of weeks on
yeah,
Saturday night. Oh, that's going to be real rough for me. But Saturday night, May 9th. And I screwed this up. I will. Mea culpa. My bad. I screwed this all up. Not in St. Louis, which is what I said last show. Stand and Deliver was in St. Louis because we're talking Randy Orton and being their hometown. Oh yeah, we've been touching it real quick. But yeah, Tampa Bay. Tampa is getting it. It's Backlash 2026 on Saturday, May 9th. And if you recall in the last episode, I said that the main event was already established because they've already teased it and hinted at it.
Yeah.
It was rumored it was going to be Pat McAfee teaming with Randy Orton
it's over.
against Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
But as a result of Pat McAfee's big mouth, if Randy Orton doesn't become a 15-time world champion, I'm going to quit WWE. Well, guess what? Pat's done. He's gone. Deuces. So I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know if we're going to get... I don't even know if Cody's going to be able to wrestle because this is only 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
3 weeks from now. I can't imagine
a quick turnover.
He's going to get cleared. So I would have to probably guess Roman and Jacob main event Backlash.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. Because that's how they hyped it up. It's like, all right, we need to rush this. Because this is going to be very rushed. It's going to look very sloppy for the next 2 weeks. So Triple H is going to find a way. I won't be surprised if they won't do something on fucking SmackDown to try to ramp this up some more. But, yeah, that's what we expect. I'm expecting. I think Jacob's going to lose badly. I don't think they're gonna have like Jacob's not gonna get squashed. Jacob's definitely not gonna get squashed. But I think he's gonna. I think he'll push Roman. He'll make Roman struggle at times.
But yeah, first off, Roman's not going to lose. He's not going to drop the belt.
Yeah, that quickly.
3 weeks after winning it, I think Jacob will probably he'll come. They'll tease it like he'll probably hit the mighty moonsault as the
Yes, for sure. That's his move.
Stupid name, mighty moonsault. But he'll hit the mighty moonsault for like a 2 9 1,000th of a percentage, and then Roman will like drop the shoulder.
Yeah.
What I would love to do, and if this was Roman at his heelish perfection, I don't know if you ever. I mean, eventually they purposely would reference it, but sometimes Roman would get when he was being pinned, he'd put his arms out, and the guy would lay on, cover him.
Yeah.
1, 2, and when he'd lift his arm up, he'd crotch the guy.
Oh yeah, and the groin.
I would love to see Roman bring that back, especially as a little jab.
Yeah.
To his cousin.
Maybe.
So I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, we'll probably get Jacob. But I don't think Jacob will definitely look. He'll come out still looking strong, even though Roman will be retaining the championship. I think Jacob will still look strong.
I believe the bloodline is gonna. I believe they're gonna. There's gonna be one of those black hoodie motherfuckers coming. Not like the Vision or something like that. I'm talking about they're gonna include a new member, or the Usos going to interfere. They can't let Roman lose this way, and they got to show that Jacob's still powerful. If it wasn't for them, that's how I see that happening.
But the only problem sometimes with that perception is that, the only reason you beat Roman is because Jay interfered.
Yes.
Yeah, but why did Roman need Jay to interfere?
That's just what Bloodline does.
Right. No, I get that. But
okay.
but do they really want to go right away, full in, first shot, having Roman look like he needs to rely on people again? I don't foresee it happening. Not yet.
I get it.
Yet.
I
but
get
we'll
it.
See what happens.
We'll see, because Roman would say that, I don't need you guys to come out.
Yeah, we don't know how well Jay listens to that shit.
Facts. And you seen him when he went through the outside and went inside. He said, "Motherfuckers, come with me." So you know what I mean. He's very vocal. That shows that he knows how to demand your loyalty to him or whatever. So we got that. I appreciate y'all again. We gonna be here. Backlash. We gonna give our predictions. We tied. I think I won at 0.5. But, I got a 0.5 over him, so I technically won. You know what I mean? But, next time will be clean cut. But for right now, I won.
Mitch, please. We'll have to come up with some kind of a predictions championship.
Oh, shit. I'll bring a tiny little trophy like this. It's the Andre the Giant one.
Mini version.
But... Jay, I appreciate you. We out here. Do we do how many letters in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 letters.
4 letters. One word. Yeet. Peace off.
I be doing the most. Bad bitch all of my goals. Flooded both my wrists. Yeah, nigga, I do the most. Put some bread on your head, nigga. Killers gon' have a toast. I be doing the most. Yeah.